Have you been thinking of moving to Roncesvalles Village? Roncy is a very popular neighborhood on the west side of Toronto. It's popular amongst families and young professionals. And in this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the neighborhood, uncover some of the hidden gems, and show you guys what this neighborhood is all about. So if you're planning a move to Roncesvalles Village, you'll know exactly what to expect. If you've heard of Roncesvalles Village, but would like to know a bit more about the community, you've come to the right place. Because in this video, we're soon going to jump into my computer and I'm going to take you on a Google Maps tour of the neighborhood. I'm going to highlight some of the important landmarks and destinations that you'd probably want to check out if you ever visited this community. Now, if you prefer to actually see a video of me in the community, touring some of the restaurants and the shops and some of the real estates, we did put together a vlog tour of Roncesvalles Village. You can click right here to view the tour. We visited the community in autumn, one of the best times of the year to visit. All the leaves were falling and on the ground, and it was just a beautiful video, something you definitely want to check out. But with this video, we're going to jump in my computer now, and I'm going to take you on an in-depth tour of Roncy. Here we are in my computer with a map of the downtown core of Toronto. Now, I like to touch on why I'm making these videos because Toronto, as you can see, is extremely sprawled out. It's a huge city. It goes in east, west, north, all directions, except for south, of course. And I think it's really complicated to move to the city sometimes, so I try to simplify the process as much as possible. You know, I make videos about different neighborhoods and which ones I know are very popular, great places to live for families, young professionals, and just a good, safe place for people to move as a first option. So Roncesvalles is really kind of top of the list for a lot of families, a lot of people that talk to me and want to move to the city. This is one of the best neighborhoods in the West End that they often try to choose. So let's take a look where it's located. We have the downtown core right over here with the CN Tower, a lot of the hotspots right over there. Roncesvalles is just west of the core, right over here on the western side of downtown Toronto. Now it is around 10-15 minute car ride from the downtown core. So it's quite accessible, and it also has TTC, a subway service along Bloor Street over here. If you did want to get downtown without a car, you can jump on the Bloor subway system, get down to the other subway system that intersects it and goes downtown. So that's kind of one way to get around. There's also streetcars on Dundas and Roncesvalles Avenue, maybe a less dependable method of getting around, but still a great way of getting around. And then let's just put Roncy into the context of the greater city for a moment as well. So we'll zoom out and see where the airport is in case you're traveling a lot for work. You want to know where the airport is. Here we have Roncy over here, Pearson International Airport. Over here, this drive, depending on traffic, could be 45 minutes, could be an hour and a half if it's rush hour. But there's also the Island Airport over here if you're looking for more short haul flights. New York, Montreal, Ottawa, Detroit. You could definitely use the Island Airport, which is much closer, 15 minutes away, less susceptible to rush hour, less susceptible to traffic and those type of issues. So that's becoming a more popular choice for people that live close to the downtown core and want to avoid going to Pearson, because Pearson is technically in a different city. It's in Mississauga. It's not even in Toronto. And it's the only major international airport that services Toronto. So, something to keep in mind if travel is an important part of your lifestyle. But zooming in a little bit, we can kind of take a closer look at where the neighborhood's located. It's really a blending of two neighborhoods. There's Parkdale in the south and Roncesvalles in the north, and they kind of overlap a little bit. So the neighborhood boundaries are Parkside over here on the west, down to the Gardner, down to Queen Street, and then it goes along to the railroad tracks over here, and then it goes up to Bloor Street. So this is the rough boundaries of the neighborhood. Now, certain pockets are a little bit more sought after and price points are a bit more elevated. Generally speaking, closer to High Park over here on the western side of the neighborhood. This is where you can see the higher price points for the homes, and the multi-million-dollar price points are generally achievable over here, and we see a lot of the larger homes over here as well, as opposed to more of the semis and the townhomes, which you see on the eastern side of the community. Right, so running through the middle of the community, we can see Roncesvalles Ave, around a 2-kilometer street, and really the home to the entire community, the nexus, the meeting point where kind of everybody meets and greets, and really a beautiful street, a place that I spent a lot of time on. All of the great restaurants, the great stores are located on Roncesvalles Ave. It's really kind of walking distance to everything in general. This is a walking friendly community. The streets are narrow, parking is behind the homes, so it really encourages a lot more walking, a lot more bicycling as well. But here on Roncesvalles Ave, we have some really great restaurants. It's really a destination for restaurants throughout the whole city of Toronto. There's a few places that I love to visit whenever I'm around. You can see some of them pop up already. Bark Smokehouse, one of my favorites over here. Great smoked brisket, great smoked meats. It's been around for a while. It's really become a staple for the community. So one place, if you're into smoked meat, that's a great place to check out. But the place I go to, like every time I'm in the community, is Maple's Bakery. Sourdough is a really big deal in this community, and I love my sourdough bread. So this is really a place I just pop into if I'm popping through, pick up a couple sourdoughs, get on my way. They have different kinds of sourdoughs, white sourdough and rye sourdough, and every kind of sourdough you can imagine. So that's bakeries and sourdough bread are a big piece of this community. So are coffee shops, so are great restaurants. Barbacan, another place that I frequent as well. It's Latin American restaurants with just a really nice menu of kind of wholesome Latin American fare, really authentic. And generally you can't go wrong. Like every restaurant I visited on this strip is quite good. Quite excellent. Some are better than others. There is also a bit of Polish roots to the neighborhood. It used to be called Little Poland or Poland Town, and there are still some Polish restaurants like Cafe Polonez. You get your fare of sausages and pelmeni and traditional Polish food. If you're into that kind of thing, you can really explore a lot of different cultures over in Roncesvalles Village. So that's a quick snapshot of what the street looks like. In addition to restaurants, there's also a lot of specialty shops, which really are the furthest thing from big box corporate stores you can imagine. They're very much more curated, mom and pop type stores, really servicing the neighborhood. A lot of toy stores, kids specialty stores, educational stores, really kind of everything a family needs to get by. You can find here at Roncesvalles Avenue, right in the Roncesvalles Strip. Oh yeah, coffee shops, of course. Lots and lots of coffee shops as well. So going a bit deeper into the community, there's a few different housing options available for us. There's traditional detached homes, there's semi-detached homes, there's townhomes, but there's also some really nice condominiums and lofts available on Sorauren Avenue, right over here, overlooking Sorauren Park. There's a few great lofts that have come up and are in really high demand. So if you're looking for a more kind of unique type of housing arrangement, a building like this could be a great fit for you. It's a bit older loft, but very beautiful inside. And then there's a newer one right over here, which is 283 Sorauren, very high demand building. That's another option. So there's, mostly houses, mostly kind of low rise is what we see in the neighborhood, but there are a few outliers. Here's the kind of the eastern side of the community. You can see some of those townhomes and semis I was speaking about earlier, just so you get a sense of what they look like. But definitely some variability. And then, the main draw, or one of the main draws, is the parks in the community. We touched on Sorauren Park over here, which is a very popular destination for families. Summer months, there's a reoccurring farmers market that happens every Saturday, and it's just really a big destination. And of course, we have High Park over here, which is the largest park downtown at 399 acres. And that's just a stone's throw from the community. High Park has a lot going for it. We have the cherry blossoms in the springtime, which were a gift from Japan to Canada. We have a zoo over here with lots of animals and different playgrounds scattered throughout the community of High Park as well. We have Grenadier Pond, which just looks beautiful to walk around. It's in lots of trails for hiking and biking. And then, a lot of the park has been closed to vehicular travel recently. Biking is a big deal in this part of town. So High Park is one of those destinations that's really kind of accommodating to cyclists. So just having that space in your backyard is really nice to have. You can have access to all the different sports facilities as well in High Park: baseball diamonds, tennis courts, pools, everything you can imagine is just in your backyard when you're living in Roncy. And that, is one of the main reasons that it's such an attractive community for families and young professionals. There you have it, a Google Maps tour of Roncesvalles Village on the west side of downtown Toronto. Now, if you did want to see a video of me actually visiting Roncesvalles Village, getting to know the neighborhood, feel free to click this link right over here to visit the vlog tour of Roncesvalles Village. But other than that, I'd love to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of the video? Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Moving forward, we're putting out a video a week about everything to do with life in Toronto, including neighborhood guides, property tours, and real estate tips. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you can be the first to be notified once a new video is released. That's it for today. We'll see you guys on the next one.